Hi there.
Hey, Cal. I didn't expect you back so soon.
Well, after the funeral, I was supposed to go on a little vacation with Aunt Dorian and Blair.
Ah, but then you realize that's an oxymoron.
Something like that. But listen, do you need anything that I can get you?
You know what I'd really, really like? Is to take a ride. Sitting up. And not to the burn tank or any other place of torture that they have here.
I can do that. I think I saw a wheelchair outside. Hang on.
It's got my name all over it.
Okay, hang on. Here. Now, the question is, how do we do this?
Very, very carefully.
Okay.
First, unhook that IV bag and hook it onto the chair.
Kev, is this okay?
It's okay because I say it's okay.
Unhook the IV bag.
That's right. Take that one off there, and then you can...
Miss Kramer, stop! What are you doing? I'm sorry.
You, of all people...
Mrs. Curtin, why don't we sit down
No, I'd prefer to stand. This is very difficult to say, Reverend Carpenter. You have meant a lot to my family and to me. But I have to tell you, I am deeply disappointed in you.
Well, I take it that you've heard some of the rumors that are
Do
floating
you
around.
think I listen to idle gossip? It's here in print.
Well, with all due respect, Mrs. Curtin, this particular paper
Is a vile example of tabloid journalism, and you're in it. Now, I hardly read such trash, but I couldn't ignore the fact that it was staring me in the face from the supermarket racks with my parish's name in it.
Mrs. Curtin, Margaret, as sleazy as this paper is, this article does nothing but describe what happens when a sick man interrupts a memorial service. I frankly don't understand how you could believe that there's anything behind this accusation.
Is there? Can you tell me that you haven't betrayed your flock and your faith? Or are you capable of carrying on with a married woman?
Sam, I'll be darned. It's been a long time.
Sure has. You have not changed a bit.
Everyone changes.
Okay, I get how she would know you. You're a famous guy, big shot mouthpiece and all that. But how do you know this loser? This woman wrecked my life.
Excuse me, just relax, Todd. Nora Gannon happens to be one of the finest attorneys I've ever had the pleasure of working with.
What's going on here?
Sam and I were thrown in together on a major case in Chicago.
Yeah, it was one of those big media events, long nights.
Months of drudgery.
Yes, but worth it, as I recall. I seem to remember a wild victory celebration.
Ah, yes. Oh, worth it. There were about 12 attorneys on the team. Mm-hmm. It's fun times. But I can say that we're not on the same team now. I want you to meet my client, Taya.
Sam Rappaport? Of course I know who you are. Your Blackwell versus the state of Indiana took up a month of our criminal law class.
Well, I hope you managed to stay awake. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get on with this, please. Let's get on with this.
What is an attorney of your stature doing representing Todd in a divorce case?
Well, Todd and I are old sports buddies.
But you're doing this as a personal favor? As a friend of Todd Manning?
Yeah. I just whistled and he came slithering out of the woodwork.
Well, then let's get at it, shall we? I can't imagine you want to prolong this.
This will take as long as it takes.
Well, it shouldn't take that long. I think you're aware that your client is merely playing a power game with my client.
Well, I think there's a lot more to it than that.
Well, not that's relevant.
In your estimation.
In my clients, whom I represent, Miss Delgado would like out of what can only legally be called a marriage. I think you also know that if we go to trial, we're going to win.
Really? Well, if I knew that, I wouldn't be here now, would I?
I don't think you're very well aware of your client's past history, you know. He has a prison record and a propensity towards violence.
Oh, I seem to recall the court awarded him custody of his daughter.
Yes, because he had a very smart attorney. And he thanked her by brutalizing her as his wife.
The hell I did.
And if that brutality ever came to light, you know perfectly well, Todd's custody of Star would be jeopardized.
Okay, no, you see what she's doing? She's twisting
Nora
everything.
and I are working this out, Todd.
Come on, Sam, let's not complicate matters. Let's get these two people out of this torturous marriage fast.
No. I want you to give me another chance.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I should have known better. I came to help you, and instead I hurt you. I do that to everyone. Look at Ian. You can't look at Ian, can you?
Kelly,
no one can.
Cop, stop it now, okay? Didn't you see how I lit up when you walked in the room?
You are the patient. I'm supposed to comfort you. And now I'm making this all about me.
Kelly, it's okay. I mean, it's even okay to cry if you want. You lost the man you were in love with.
Okay. Like, you really need this right now.
Hey, you know, it would help if you just let it go.
You know, I knew I wasn't fine, but I knew I was managing. After the funeral, I didn't know what to do. Dorian, you know, she was trying to micromanage my life, and I couldn't think, so I said, you know, I should go home, and I should try to be of use to someone else, and that's what Ian used to do, you know? He was good at that. He liked to help people, and I don't know how.
Were you close to Ian Armitage?
Yeah. I was gonna marry him, but he died before I got a chance to tell him.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Then, I had to do that mission. Go help Dorian. And now she's in a huge mess. And Ian, he tried to help me, and he died in a plane crash. That's what happens to me.
Kelly, wait a minute right there. You can't go anywhere because you have to help Barbara get me into that chair.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do. Why not? Because it's too soon? Because I'm still vulnerable? Because I'm not ready? Look, Barbara, people get hurt. But most of them are able to put themselves back in the world and work through it. You, of all people, should know that. Now, Kelly here is trying to put her life back together. I think you can relate to that, too. But my work is to push through this and try and get myself home.
But Kevin, the difference is this could set you back.
Yeah, well, that's a risk I'm willing to take in order to feel in charge of myself again. Do me a favor. Let me do my work. And let Kelly help before she blows a gasket.
I don't know why I let you talk me into these things.
Because you're nuts about me.
Would you help?
Just tell me what to do.
Hey, bro.
Hey.
Kelly.
Hi, Joe. Okay, what now?
Grab that pillow there. This there.
How long have you known me?
Since you've been in Landview.
All right, now that's, please, almost 7 years. And you come to church every single Sunday. You're a member of the Guild. You've even helped out at the community center. Why on earth can't you judge the man by my work, by my ministry, by my community activities, instead of some really sensational story that's printed in nothing but a scandal sheet?
You can cite your good works from now until doomsday, but you still haven't answered my question. Is it true? Are you and Mrs. Manning involved?
We are not involved in any kind of indecent or immoral way.
What does that mean?
What it means is simply this. I've done nothing to compromise my faith or my parish.
Do
Nothing.
you think that I don't notice that you haven't said a plain out no?
Then listen to me. Let me say it to you now. No. No. I'm not having an affair with Mrs. Manning.
Oh, people are not fools, Reverend Carpenter. They can see through a man who is not worthy of their trust. And I am not the only one that feels that way.
So, what are you going to do about this, Andrew?
No one pays attention to scandal sheets?
Cassie, I stand corrected. Apparently they do, and they'll get over it.
I'm not worried about your congregation. I'm worried about our son.
And you know that I will do everything in my power to protect him from all of this.
No, I don't know that, Andrew. You told me River was fine, and when I picked him up at the rectory yesterday, he was quiet and subdued.
Gets tired occasionally.
You know, I know when our son gets tired. Thank you very much. What River needed yesterday was a little more reassurance, and I didn't understand why until we surprised you and Taya back at the rectory.
And there was absolutely nothing going on.
Then why in the world did Taya make up some stupid story about borrowing books?
She was...
No, I know. She was not there to raid your library, but more importantly, River knew it too. And when he blurted out that you had kissed Taya, his behavior started to make a lot of sense, Andrew. Now, I don't think kissing your friend in front of our son is acceptable behavior, and it certainly isn't protecting him.
It was unwise. But you mustn't think that anything...
Oh, what I think is not the issue here, Andrew. This is about what our son thinks.
And I will explain it to River. I will make it right with him.
No, you will do more than that. When I moved in with Kevin, you forbade me from allowing Kevin within 10 feet of River on the grounds that our son shouldn't get close to anyone who may not stay in his life.
Well, you are making a big assumption
I
here,
am
lady.
looking out for my child. Now, let's get this perfectly clear. If anything more develops between you and Taya, that is none of my business. But I will not let River in for the confusion I saw on his face last night. Now, as far as I am concerned, Taya is still married to Todd Manning. And as long as that is so, and River is living under your roof, all library privileges are over. Are we clear?
Anyway, I wanted to stop by and thank you for that interview you did in the paper. Our sex crimes unit is going to run off copies. They're going to give them to rape victims, so it'll be doing a lot of good for a lot of people for a long time.
Thanks, I'm grateful. Now I know I really did do the right thing.
Took a lot of guts, Barbara.
Well, it took a lot of guts to write it with only 2 working fingers.
Now you can thank my pushy brother for that. Actually, you can thank everybody in this room, yourself included, that I'm alive and well. Unfortunately, sometimes it takes hurting like hell before you realize how much people really care.
Don't let it go to your head.
If you weren't in that wheelchair, I'd punch your lights out. My daughter was violated. She was hurt and humiliated and vulnerable. And you moved in like a shark and turned her misery into some kind of sensationalist trash. How dare you grandstand in my daughter?
Stop! Right there!
Another chance.
Yeah.
I gave you another chance.
No.
And another,
Hey,
and another, and...
Wait. You see, this is why we need some wait-and-see time. Look, we can't say anything to each other without setting each other off.
Tell him to speak for himself.
Oh, yeah, you know, she's stressed. It's obvious. I'm stressed.
My client is stressed because your client keeps putting emotional drains on her.
Yeah, because people keep butting in. Or things happen, like I get put away for rape. Or there's a reverend to run to every time there's a little problem. Instead of discussing things with me...
You don't discuss things, Todd. You throw things.
Yeah, that's right. I yell and I scream. When somebody walks out the door and slams it on me, I yell and I scream. She's always putting doors between us. Or ministers, or lawyers. Look at us. We're communicating through people that we pay by the hour, through the nose. Now, why can't you and I just talk?
I've said everything I've had to say. I've done everything I've had to do. I've said it.
Stop it! Calm down. Thank you very much. Now, this is what you pay lawyers for. I will admit that my client may have pressed a few buttons here.
He's an expert at that.
Yes, well, fine. The fact is it is apparent to me that these two people care about each other. You don't hurt each other. You can't hurt each other unless you care. So I suggest that you listen to his proposal.
I want 4 weeks. That's all. Just 4 weeks. Try and get back to some of the good stuff.
What good stuff?
Hey, we had fun. We took that little weekend, you know? Did that jigsaw puzzle. Okay, so we didn't do the puzzle, but we turned all the pieces right side up. And sometimes, you know, I get back from work and we'll have a little dry sack, you know, discuss the day.
That was all a pathetic performance.
Yeah, but, you know, I worked hard on that pathetic performance. Tay and I, you know, we work good together. You helped save my paper. I appreciate that. And we've always been good with Star.
Okay, could you please ask your client to stop with this page, because this is just not
All
gonna
right,
happen. She has given us sufficient evidence.
Hold on, calm down. How about a deal?
A deal. All right, I'm listening.
A deal. Let's let Todd and Taya take some time together and see whether or not their marriage is worth salvaging. If at the end of that time, Taya still wants a divorce, she gets it. Uncontested.
What are you talking about? I never said that.
I've been putting up with your ranting and raving, throwing your weight around in the media all over town, but not in here. Not in this hospital room where my nephew is recuperating.
Yeah, well, he was well enough to strong-arm my daughter into that shameful display of public humiliation.
There's nothing shameful about that. And if that's what you think, then I know how you really feel about me since I was raped.
What do you mean how I feel about you? I love you, Barbara. I'm trying to protect you.
I don't need or want you to protect me. What I need is you to trust and respect me. I did that article because I needed a place to say what I had to say. And you know what? I'm proud of that.
Well, you should be proud of yourself, Barbara. Congressman, look, I know you love your daughter and you're hurting for her right now, but why don't you give her credit for being just as brave and as strong as she actually is? Now, you take it from one who knows. One of the best ways for a parent to alienate their kids is to insist that they know what's best for the kids.
Why the hell should I take it from you, Buchanan? I don't need to listen to your parenting lecture.
Fine, then listen to me, all right? I'm not running from you. I need you. But I need you to know that I can take charge of my own life and that I am capable of making decisions that are right for me, even if it's not what you would have chosen.
Barbara, I just want to save you from pain.
God, Dan, you can't. I'm a nurse. I don't know. And if you don't believe me, you can ask anybody else in this room.
All right. Will you call me if you need me?
I didn't say that you couldn't call me. Sorry. I really didn't mean to do all of that. In front of an audience, that's something my dad and I should have had out a long time ago.
That's okay. How you feel?
Shaky.
Well, why don't you sit down? We won't tell.
A strong woman has to sit down. I don't think that'll sell very well, do you?
Oh, boy.
Did we do anything for you, Barbara?
You only pin a medal on you?
Barbara, you did really good.
Sam, what are you trying to do to me? I am paying you to stop divorce with Delgado, and instead you offer her an uncontested divorce? Now get back in there and take back that stupid offer!
Just wait a minute. Your offer was not stupid. It was very smart.
Yeah, until you added that whatever you call it, trailer.
Yeah, and so what are you going to do if it doesn't work?
If it doesn't work, I get her to do it again and again and again and again.
Wait, stop, Todd. Her?
Okay, fine, I'll try. I'll try to give her what she wants until I get it right.
What you don't seem to understand is that your wife does not want to give you any time at all. And Nora is much too good of a lawyer to let her client enter into a deal.
What Nora did to me. She walked out on me, I went to prison.
Well, you were guilty, weren't you?
What difference does that make? Half the people you get off are guilty, am I right?
Stop. All right, first off, do not trash Nora again into my face. Second of all, I suggest that if you want this little fix-it time with Taya, that you offer a clean divorce, or you don't have a prayer here, do you?
But do I what? Oh, you're confusing the hell out of me. Sam, just go in there and do your job. do what I pay you to do.
What you pay me to do is know more than you know, and what I know that you don't is this is your last shot, pal. Now, you get in there right now, and you show your wife that you care enough to take a risk. You understand me?
I'm going to get you that divorce, Taya. I don't want you to feel the pressure of Todd's offer.
Are you kidding? I'd rather spend 4 weeks in a body cast. I wish Sam were not involved.
Oh, trust me, I can handle Sam. Okay?
You want me on my knees again for this?
No.
Okay, fine. I'll beg standing up if that's what you want. Taya, please. Please. Give me another chance to do whatever the hell it is you want me to do.
You know, it doesn't feel real good you giving me that ultimatum.
I know how it feels. And believe me, I'm not doing this to retaliate. I'm doing it for River's sake, as you were when you did it to me, and I understood.
Well, you won't have to worry for very long because Taya will be moving forward with the divorce from Todd.
Good. I couldn't be happier for all parties involved, except for maybe River. I'm sorry. Don't take that as I said it. It's just that River has gone through a lot of changes and a lot of confusion. Right. Because of me.
You know better than anybody that I would do anything in the world to protect our son, don't you? I understand his needs, and I understand his confusion. And it doesn't mean that I won't see Taya.
Andrew, that is your decision to make. But I still want the same guidelines for you as you gave me for River's sake. And another thing. You know, Andrew, Riverside, be careful. I want you to move on with your life. I really want you to be happy. But a situation that brings Margaret Curtin down on you in public, it's not good, Andrew. You have to think about your position.
How can I forget about it? Everybody's reminding me. I got you, Vicky, Renee, Mrs. Curtin. I got His Excellency, the Bishop.
Wait a minute, what
coming
about
to
the
front
Bishop?
door.
What did the Bishop say, Andrew? What happened?
New ABC Wednesday.
You guys have all been wonderful, but I really have to get back to work.
You sure you're ready
Yes,
to be back at work?
She's sure. Believe me, she's sure.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to thank you again, though. Both of you.
Thanks for coming by, Uncle Bo.
Okay, let's see. It's gonna be early out here.
Barbara, may I say something first? Before you do that, I wanted to say something before when everybody else was, but I couldn't think how.
Sure.
I want you to know I read the article this morning, and it really hit me in a big way. It was one of the things that helped pull me together and get me here today, and I know that I made a great big mess when I did come, but I want you to know what you shared helped a lot of people have courage and be brave.
Thank you, Kelly. I'm glad you came. Now, about brave, how about we get you down for your treatments?
Oh, no.
I can take them. I promised him a walk.
Not there, you didn't.
Sorry, only hospital personnel. Come on, let's go.
I get to go.
Take it easy. Here.
Hey, you know what? You should stay. He always feels rotten after he comes back from that. Well, without the morphine, I think he'll need a little distraction.
I think you can do that.
Look, Kelly. I think I know what's going on with you. When all that stuff was happening before, I saw how alone you were. want you to know that I'm here for you, always.
Well, may we have your decision?
She's trying to figure out if I mean it. That's right, isn't it, Taya? See? We communicate.
Yes, we have a decision. My client rejects Todd's offer for trial reconciliation. Let's go, Jan. We'll be in touch, Sam.
Would you wait just a second here? I'd like to say something on behalf of my client. Come here. Come here. I'd just like to say that sometimes in life, you find something that's so special, so wonderful that you just want it and you take it. And then something happens. You know, either the timing's not right or, I don't know, you're scared and you say something stupid or someone or something interferes. But the point is that you lose what you wanted. And sometimes you don't even know why. And you can spend years, maybe even your whole life, wondering, well, what would it have been like if I'd only had another chance, just a second chance? Now, these two people clearly have feelings for each other. They may be a little muddled, a little neurotic, but it's clear that they have feelings. Now, if your client walks out on this because she's suffered some hurt in the past, she could be the one who's missing out. Todd already knows that she is the love of his life. Maybe Taya will find out that he's the love of hers. But isn't it better to find out than to spend the rest of your life wondering?
Our position stands. We have nothing to discuss. Good to see you again, Sam.
Now what? I mean, that was some of my best stuff, you know? I was open, I was honest, I was all of that vulnerable garbage.
You did fine, pal.
Oh. How come it wasn't enough?
Because Nora and Taya need more.
Cassie, please, don't panic. The man came to talk to me about what happened with Todd at Ian's memorial service.
Bishop McBain came here from Philadelphia. They're discussing this at the diocese, and you're not worried?
No, I'm not worried. I haven't done anything wrong.
Andrew, you don't have to have done anything to get transferred out of here if you've caused another controversy.
I haven't caused anything. Todd Manning caused it. And in case the bishop didn't read the tabloids, he managed to put a bug in his ear personally.
So what did you tell the bishop?
I explained it the best I could.
But they watch you, Andrew. You've had conflicts and dissension in your parish before.
And he reminded me of that.
In what context?
Sort of a gentle warning.
In other words, shape up or ship out?
Oh, Cassie, you know something? If you're going to get this worked up about everything, you will end up affecting River. Let me handle
no,
this.
Andrew, they will handle you by moving you to Honolulu or Seattle. And what if I don't get to see River?
Cassie, you know what you're doing? You're creating a problem that doesn't even exist. Let me handle it. Let me take it one step at a time. Everything...
Andrew, if I lose my son and he loses his mother, it will be because what you feel for Taya has made you reckless. So please, please, don't let this happen.
ABC tonight.
There's a man in reception who said you'd know who he is.
Chicago. Sam, come on in. You are something else.
Well, I didn't have an appointment, so I thought...
You afraid I'd toss you out? I cannot believe that you remembered Hal's. I can't even believe it's still there.
Remembered Hal's? I was at Hal's a couple of weeks ago. It still has those wobbly tables and all the sawdust on the floor.
They clumped together and stuck to the bottom of your shoes. Cheap drinks, though. My gosh, that was a long time ago.
Well, you'd never know it looking at you. You still spit fire and have the hair to match.
Well, that's a compliment, sir. I better tell you that I'm a happily married woman.
Well, I'm not surprised. But speaking of marriage, it brings me to why I'm here. I need to know how far apart on this divorce we really are.
Let's forget that. What on earth are you doing representing Todd Manning?
Well, now, that is a long story. You know, it might take some time. Maybe I could answer your questions over lunch.
Oh, see, I'd love to go to lunch. I really can't. I'm up to my earlobes in work.
Work. Come on now. If you look through that work, one of those files there has Manning versus Manning on it. I'm in there. You could bring that along to lunch, and you'd probably wind up saving time. Not only that, you could bill that lunch to the client.
Okay. My God, I think I'll have to save my energy for when we actually go to combat.
Good.
I could even take us to a place with wobbly tables.
Well, I think that's the least you could do for the man whose heart you broke.
No sawdust, though, I'm sorry to say. Come on. Georgie, I'm going out, and I will be back when I'm back. Come on.
You know, they don't actually bury people in New Orleans. It has something to do with the water level. I think they use tombs or vaults. And the cemeteries actually look like villages with little marble houses. But you never see a coffin actually go into the earth. They close what seems to be like a big iron door, and they seal it. And when they seal that, you realize that your life is on the other side of that door. Only you don't know where. Please don't do that.
Kelly, I'm here. Just use me.
I thought that I was supposed to feel better when I came back, but I don't. This just feels strange. You know, I was just beginning to think of a life with Ian, and now I can't. And I have to find a life without him, and I cannot depend on you while I do that.
Look, we were friends, all right? Besides everything else, we shared friendship. You heard what Kevin said about needing people.
People, not a person. Things are so complicated with us. Look, I don't want to bury my grief in that. It might turn into something that wouldn't be real. And that's not fair to you.
Okay, I hear you. Only I keep believing that if Ian hadn't died, you wouldn't have married him. You and I would have gotten back together.
He died. He's dead. Okay, that's where I am now.
All right, but Kelly, I have tried to let go, and I can't. I mean, I tell myself every day to move on. It's over. But it isn't. You're not denying that.
I can't do this.
Okay. Remember, I'm here. And remember, I love you.
Hey, George, is she in?
No, I don't know where they went.
They?
Yeah, Nora came back from a meeting and looking really down, and then this man came in, and the next thing I knew, she was in a great mood, laughing and breezing her way out of here with him.
You don't know who it was? What did he look like?
Sort of ruggedly handsome, very self-confident, very nice suit. I don't know, she said that she didn't know when she'd be back.
Okay. All right, well, do me a favor, will you? Put this on her desk, okay? Thanks.
Okay.
flip a coin, see who had the worst morning?
I think we're just about even. But I'm more concerned about you than I am about me.
Well, that's funny. I feel exactly the opposite. I wonder what that means. Make me a promise that you won't take Todd up on this offer. Even if he dangles a divorce in front of you, I don't want to see you in that kind of danger.
Don't worry. I'm not moving back in with Todd. So, how are you going to handle things with River?
Oh, boy, I don't know. I really don't know, but I will. I don't know that I can make him understand. I don't even know if he understands Kevin and Cassie. But he accepts them, and I believe that he'll come to accept us. You know, this furtiveness is crazy. I'll tell everybody in this room how much I love you, and I will. I don't want any more aggrieved parishioners, anxious ex-wives, scowling bishops. Not even Todd Manning is going to keep me away from you.
Okay, don't babble now. Give it to me straight. How did it go?
Reverend Carpenter tried to keep his composure, but I know I got to him, and I saw to it that everyone heard me.
Very good.
I'm only doing this
Don't
because
bother. I don't care.
Bye-bye, Bible boy.
Stay tuned for scenes from the next One Life